All right. So my name is Erica Hood, and I'm the Program Development Manager at the Center for Reducing Health Disparities. And today we have one of our community partners with us, Rochelle Milner, and she's the Executive Director over at the Westside Community House. And we wanted to bring her here today to tell us a little bit about how the Westside Community House is helping the community now during this COVID-19 crisis, and talk a little bit about some of the services that they provide. So how are you, Rochelle?
I'm hanging, I'm doing really well. I think probably a month ago, it was very crazy and all of us were trying to figure out what this new normal is about, but I feel a little firmly rooted. My legs aren't as wobbly anymore. And as we prepare to shift to whatever our normal will be in the next season, I think I'm prepared for it. So I'm pretty good.
Well, that is good. That's like one of the most positive things I've heard this week. So thank you. I appreciate that. So can you tell us a little bit about your organization and what do you guys do and who do you serve?
Oh, yeah, sure. So Westside Community House, we are celebrating 130 years this year.
Wow.
Such a phenomenal thing to be in operations this long. We service the life spectrum. So from birth all the way to eldership, until elders. And so with our Healthy Aging Center, we service people 60 and over. They're considered our elders, but we also work with people who are 50 and over if they have a disability, providing meals for them and adult development activities to help them maintain their activities of daily living, and just so that they can have fun and social interaction with other people. We also provide meals. So for the people who come to the organization, they have the meal here, but we also deliver meals to people who are homebound. So there's qualifications that they receive for that, 150 meals a day that we deliver to those people who are in their homes. We looked out for, things for elder abuse and just making sure that they have everything in order. If they have any needs or need resources, we refer them for those as well. With our youth department, we have our sisterhood program. It's a school year and a summer component to that. So right now we know that the school year is looking a lot different than what we've ever known. And typically it's after school hours. The girls come in ages 10 to 18. Or 17 rather, and just after school activities. They do a lot of writing, a lot of reading. They go through learning cycles to just expand their knowledge and become full young women that can be productive and successful in society. Right now, they're reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad for youth, and they're in their financial literacy cycle of their curriculum. So they're still moving strong within that program as well. And then for our families, we have a number of services, providing services for families who have open cases with child protective services. We go to the meetings with them and help them get whatever resources they need so that they can be reunified with their children within reason. And then we have other things like parenting classes, financial literacy. We have a domestic violence support and therapy group. And things like family nights, so families can come together and just have some respite, share a meal. We work with United Methodist Church, Westlake United Methodist Church, that provides meals for that. So you can kind of see where the community really comes together in servicing the families and children. So that's kind of like my elevator speech of our services.
That's really good services. You guys cover the full spectrum with youth and adults, and you said 150 meals per day.
Yeah, those are delivered to the family, to the seniors in the community that don't come out of their homes.
Okay. So tell me a little bit, like the last 5-6 weeks have been pretty crazy. How has that changed for your staff within office with programming?
Oh, yeah. So we're small but mighty, 18 staff people. Okay. And so within each department, we had to come to that place and make decisions. So we know that the schools was the first clear decision that was made. We have a bridge. There's a school across the highway from us, and you could hear the kids coming out, and they were like literally screaming and so happy because they didn't have to go to school. And so I just remember laughing and looking out the window like, wow, this is really gonna change a lot.
Yeah.
And so the youth services staff, with the young people, they're up with all the technology and everything. And so our youth services has been able to transition very easily to, online platform. All the kids, they're doing something to video chat anyway.
Okay.
So they've been able to continue their services, and the staff within that program were able to kind of just make that transition.
Okay.
But then family services, though, they had to work remotely. And it's a very, we fellowship a lot here within the culture of the organization. And I think that's been hard for them because we're so connected, always laughing and supporting each other. So they had to transition. And there's a cute little form that goes along with that to say what you're doing every hour of the day. So they've had to transition to that work from home and still contacting their clients and keeping in touch and providing those resources. Yeah. Now, for a Healthy Aging Center, though, that is our essential service. And so there was no change. Those staff are still here in the office. Our driver and our jumper, they're still on the streets every day, delivering those meals. And so we have a lot of different dynamics when it comes to staff dealing with the changes in the last couple weeks.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not just cookie cutter across the board.
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Did you have seniors who came into the Center for Meal Programming or for meals programming? Are you able to check on them now?
Yeah, so our congregate meal is an interesting thing, and the major change that we had to make when we stopped, I think it was March 17th, it was the first day that we said you guys can't come. Of course, they really look forward to the interaction and, seeing their friends and sitting in their seat and all of that, good playing bingo. And so we changed to initially having the people who come here for a congregate program to come every day and pick up their meal. But then we had to really advocate. And, for me, that was a growth opportunity as being a new director, because I was emailing everybody, the governor, council people, good funders, like everybody to say, it doesn't make sense for the people, they were demanding signatures to prove that we gave them the meal, and they were coming out every day. And we're saying, listen, if they're the most at-risk population, we need you to work with us.
Wow,
Yeah, so they were able to change those things. And now the people who drive come here on Monday and get their meals for the whole week. Okay. And then those who don't drive, we deliver them their meals on Mondays.
That's one of the things one very positive thing that can come out of this is the way that we have all been innovative and thinking creatively, and also how a lot of the infrastructure that was in place to help serve some of our vulnerable community members has been very flexible. So I've been loving the stories that I've heard so far. And this is another one where, they can come pick up meals for a week and can stay at home, safe and protected. It makes me feel good the way that we've all been trying to make those adjustments.
Yeah, I think one thing, I'm sorry, just real quick, one thing that really was keeping me up at night was that, like, how do we amend? Everything is about contracts and, it's so litigious, and it really was just like, what do we do? And so to see the funders be so flexible and say, we even had one of our funders say, can you do more? And we're like, hey, we're kind of stretched thin, but we'll do what we can, you know what I mean? So a lot of our funders have been very, very flexible, and that really was so helpful in helping me to kind of make the changes we needed to make.
So a lot of us have been caught off guard, and we work from small, maybe grassroots organizations up to large companies and entities that now have to figure out how to have staff work remotely, or, who may have gotten laid off, or, it's just been crazy. So do you see now, as a new director, how prepared were you for something that you had no idea was coming? Do you feel like you guys will leave from this a stronger organization because you were able to quickly adapt and change?
Oh my goodness. Absolutely, yes. Was I prepared? No. But one thing about me is I'm a very strategic thinker. So I'm always trying to, in a problem solver. So I'm always like a couple steps ahead. And, I'm always curious. That was one thing that really developed me within the Chrissy program at Metro, was like, what are you curious about? So it just really helps to kind of be thinking about a couple next steps. So even for me last week, I was thinking about like, okay, moving forward, what does this look like? And just having conversations with other people here at the organization. So, you know, nobody could have prepared for this. And the previous director, who was here for 28 years, she so graciously gave us a donation, and I wrote in her thank you note, like, I know you're so glad you're retired right now.
You're not dealing with this issue, right? That's awesome, though. So another question, let's see. What does the summer look like for you guys? Many people are making calls on summer programming and activities. Have you been able to think about that a little bit?
Yeah, well, so the program that comes up front, that's a priority for us, is our Summer of Sisterhood program. I don't even think I touched on it. That in the summer, it's a 8-week intensive arts camp. And we have up to 40 girls here. They work with teaching artists in the areas of dance, theater, and literature. And so they write songs, they do choreography, and they write poems, and they do this big performance at the end. And I'm like, this directly affects every aspect of that program. So we're, you know, it's gonna look very different. You know, I was on a call this morning. We're thinking about possibly doing some virtual, like, final performance. And so once we get further directive from the governor, as far as the congregate, you know, numbers of people and everything, we'll be able to see what that looks like, but we just don't know. And as far as our seniors, we're trying to come up with different models. We may have to serve half the people, you know, if we, in our congregate program, which are the people who come here every day, we could have 85 people here easily.
Wow.
So it's just like, do we spread out in the building, serve this many in the morning, and then, you know, break up lunch, you know? So there's a lot of different things that we could do. If they just tell us something, you know, we can kind of devise a plan.
Okay, that's good. How is the overall morale of the staff? How's everyone taking it?
Well, it's funny because when I'm around, people are kind of okay. So I really have been kind of saying, especially with our Healthy Aging Center staff, because you know, I've been here with them every day. And, you know, I always say, how are you doing? You know, I think in the beginning, a lot of people were very nervous, and because we didn't know much about COVID-19, we didn't know who can have it, how do you spread it, you know, what do you do, how do you not get it? We don't want to put the seniors at risk. And so once we kind of made the decision that, you know, these people work remotely, these people are here, it's usually like maybe 5 people in the building every day. People started to feel a little bit better. We've done some creative things. We've had a couple quarantine birthdays. So we had a party in our lunchroom. We were like all spread out and playing music and things like that. And yesterday they went for a jog around the block. So, you know, we've done like Monique's walking with Monique or whatever exercise. So we do try to do things to keep each other uplifted and, you know,
That's good. So what do you want to tell your community members? So those who you can't hug on and see every day, the young people who you're used to seeing go through your doors, what message do you want to share with them today?
Oh my goodness. I would love to say that I miss everyone so much. And I'm sending virtual hugs and virtual smiles and all of that to everybody. And just to remind everyone that we are all doing our part. We stand strong, and we know that we have to make sure that we look out for each other, that we can make it out of this, and we will. And just continuing to make sure that everyone is supporting each other and doing what we need to do so that we're well, strong, and healthy.
Well, thank you so much, Rochelle. It's good to know that if anyone has questions, you guys are there in the office. They can give you a call about any services that you still have going on. If they need help with food assistance or anything, I'm sure you can point community members in the right direction.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much. I'm going to let you get back to work on this wonderful Friday since you're in the office. I appreciate you for sharing your time, and we wish you the best. If there are any volunteer opportunities or ways that folks can help you guys out, definitely let me know.
Oh yeah, there are. There are. There's just a lot of stuff. Delivering the meals and things like that. Just have them contact you and direct them over to me for sure.
All right, that sounds good. If anyone, I know a lot of people who are looking to do something during this time, they want to give back and help. So you guys heard it. There are volunteer opportunities to help out. A wonderful organization doing great things.
Absolutely. Thank you.